With the Leonardo DiCaprio remake of this period classic due for release next year, there's a groundswell of interest in this tale of the good and the bad of one long festival of a decade.
When it comes to opulence, nothing beats the early 20s. No novel captured this greater than The Great Gatsby. Today at Spear, the story continues.
It's a chance to dress up in the style of Prohibition-era gangsters and flappers, to hear the famous standards that gave birth to jazz. And it's all the work of Peter Ukla. His adaptation of the F. Scott Fitzgerald story invites the audience not to watch, but to join the party.
Peter, how did this unique concept of interactive theatre come about?
I did do a production that toured Europe just over a year ago. Now, immersive theatre is very popular in the UK at the moment, and it's about involving an audience by immersing them into the world that the narrative is set. It's not a musical. What I've done is I've set the story in sort of like a frame of musical arrangements sung a cappella by the cast of the time.
It's a show that majors in fun, while SA stars Andrew James and Alex Tops thrive on the alternative staging.
This is something quite new for South African audiences. It's an interactive type of theatre.
It brings the show a lot closer to them, and they can get a lot more feel for what's going on when it's back on the stage.
The freedom of the time is embodied in the fashion, and the cast are loving it.
I'm Polly. I'm Dolly. I'm Holly. And I'm Molly. And we're the Pollies. Welcome to the party.
When it came to costume design, the first call was to Lee Bishop.
Hello, Lee.
Hello, Jonathan.
I'm wondering where my outfit is.
I'm on my way in.
Ah, there we go.
Hi, how are you?
Is this what the cell phones looked like in those days? It's
They
a bit
just
tricky.
changed them a bit.
Things have evolved, like the suit.
Yes,
so let's have a
the
look.
suit has evolved. I brought you a three-piece suit. All gentlemen would have gone out with a waistcoat, a jacket and a hat. This shirt's lovely because of the two-tone of the shirt and the collar, because traditionally the collar would have been a loose collar. Also a nice accessory would have been a pocket watch.
Oh, that's lovely. And there were no wristwatches till the 30s.
Yes.
And apparently 20s girls did love a sharp-dressed man.
Oh, goodness. Aren't you Johnny from Top of the Lake?
Whilst the storyline revolves around a time when Americans weren't legally allowed alcohol, the audience have the privilege of the finest Cape wines and Gatsby-style food served before, during and after the show.
I just love the interaction and how they've welcomed us into the environment, and it feels like you are definitely in the era. It's not like in the 20th century. It's like here now. You just feel the vibe and just the outdoor experience and meeting the cast.
It's all about the ambience, preparing for the show. What are we going to wear? Thinking of the 90s, 20s fashion, discussing who you're going with, and then coming to this beautiful place. I would definitely recommend it.
So I wanted to make sure that an audience heard the music and danced to the music, so they got the music in their bones in order to perhaps understand the story a bit more clearly.
The Great Gatsby runs until December 31st at the Spear Wine Farm outside Stellenbosch.